This is Nothing Coherent. I'm Ryan.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Zach.
And today we are celebrating... Zach, what are we celebrating?
We're celebrating 2319!
Heck yes, we are. And on this show, we are going to be discussing quite a few things, as in all the recent trailers that are coming out. And there is something going on currently that I don't know what's going on.
Right, as Zach said that, a friend sent me the meme. Today's date, it's the Monsters Inc. meme, where it's today's date and it's the meme, basically the 2319.
I love that literally just came up because I've been thinking about that all day. Just 2319, because Monsters Inc. is probably my favorite Pixar movie after the Toy Story trilogy and Incredibles. Like, those two in general.
And WALL-E. And Up.
Okay. Monsters Inc. has a huge nostalgia.
And Cars.
No, Cars is bad. You piss off. Cars 1 is fine. I have not seen Cars 3.
I heard 3 is good. I hated 2.
The abomination of 2 will never be discussed on this show other than what we just said right now.
2's not worse than Shrek the Third.
Okay, you're right. Shrek the Third is the unspoken, unholy abomination that is...
Do you guys want me to start with what I've been doing? Because I didn't really do anything this week outside
Yeah,
of
that's
2
fine.
things.
So Brandon's already done now, so since he did nothing.
I played Kingdom Hearts 3 I'm at 22 hours on my game clock.
You said you're almost done. Isn't it a 40-hour game?
It's 30.
Oh, I thought it was 40.
But...
I was
Well,
watching
I
you
think it
play
depends
a little
on-
bit just now.
Yeah, I think it depends on how good you are.
Well, yeah, but I mean like the kind of that
Right.
standard.
It's probably the best Kingdom Hearts game. I really wanted to wait and talk about it after I'd beaten it, because I'm pretty close to the ending.
But I also don't want you to ruin the ending for me.
Well,
Well, I wasn't gonna ruin the
get good,
ending.
Ryan.
It is the best Kingdom Hearts game. The combat, it's a little easy. I really want to refrain from really talking about it. The gameplay is super easy. It's super fun. It's a very easy to pick up. If you were just going to play this Kingdom Hearts game, which I don't recommend, but if you're insistent on it, not playing the rest, it tries its best to tell you what's happened. Doesn't do the best job on it, but it tries. But the gameplay's super easy. It's super fun. All the worlds have a reason for being there. The only one that feels a little out of place is the Frozen world. It's really odd. They actually have the musical numbers from it, which has never happened in a Kingdom Hearts game outside of the Little Mermaid world, which the musical numbers in that was the world. The game pauses to do the musical numbers, and I'm like, oh, I hate this. So, honestly, I think the game will end up being a 9.5 to a 10. I want to beat it before I say that, because the ending could ruin it. But, also, if I sound like death, I've been sick, so this is great.
One of the things I noticed with Kingdom Hearts, I haven't played a lot, but they still have the awkward delays in talking, when you especially with Goofy.
They get better on that. The problem is because it's all done in Japanese, and then
yeah. I just noticed that because from the other games, it's exactly the same thing, and I was like, oh, so
right. Well,
it's just kind of
I
like
had
a
a really
tradition.
bad problem with that with Dragon Ball FighterZ when I played that.
Oh yeah, because it's all
The lip flaps look so bad.
Well, there's one. The only moment I've noticed was the one Zach pointed out where somebody said something, and
It was the Pirates of the Caribbean world right after you... Actually, I shouldn't say. But it was really right towards the end of that
Yeah, there
world.
was some dialogue that just looked off, and Zach was
it
like,
was,
that's weird. And I was like, huh.
What's the name of the guy? Hans? Or Hobbs? I can't remember his name. It's
Hobbs.
No, it's...
That leads us into our Hobbs and Shaw podcast.
It's the bigger pirate guy that's Captain Jack Sparrow's first mate. I can't remember his name.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's Hobbs or Hans.
I don't
or
know.
something.
It's not
It starts
Han-
with an H.
Han Solo?
No.
Hobbs from Shops and Haw. Anyway, I remember that.
But no, he was the one that said the line. I was like, that looked really weird. And then you pointed that out to me, and I was like, oh.
But yeah, I love it. So I guess I'll do my quick review on How to Train Your Dragon 3. Have either one of you seen the other 2 movies?
I've seen the first one.
Yeah, I've also seen the first one. I don't remember the second one.
Okay. This animated trilogy is probably one of the best. It's almost as good as the Toy Story animated trilogy.
He went there.
I think I could say that with full confidence. It's not better, but it's really close. If the first one was a bit stronger, I would argue it.
I'll post Brandon's address to his
No,
comments.
don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't-
comments
don't.
if you want to fight him.
No,
Just
you have
post our work address and let them show up there.
No, here's the thing. We record at Brandon's place. If they happen to show up on a day that we're
Don't
recording,
tell them that.
You and I are both dead too.
Zach, we're all good. We're all compromised now.
Ah, danger.
Do it, cowards.
Can we just
Anyway.
cut? Okay,
No, we're not cutting that.
Great.
That's gonna be part of it.
great.
Do It Coward should be on a shirt. Anyway.
I already live in a sketchy part of town. This is great.
We're going to get Brandon.
Anyway,
killed.
How to Train Your Dragon 3. I need them to shut up.
Sorry.
This movie is... I honestly struggled to put into words how I felt about it because I think it's a 10. Whether I think this movie is for me, because I don't know if this will be my top 10 of the year, but I think the movie is a perfect 10. I actually don't really have any problems with it. It's incredibly well voice acted. The animation is beautiful. It's smooth. It's emotional. It's like... It's short. The runtime is perfect. Everything that happens for a reason. There are a few filler moments because the movie is short. They wanted to drag it out a little bit. But even in those filler moments, you're enjoying it. It does a lot of things well. It's so hard to put into how I feel about this because I loved it. But I just don't know if just because of How to Train Your Dragon 3, which I do think is better than 2. I think a lot of people will debate this because it's going to be like the Uncharted effect, where 2 was such a step up from 1, and then I think Uncharted 3 is better than 2, but because it's doing the same thing, don't give me that. It's the same effect of like, because they've already achieved that when they do it again, you're not as blown away.
I guess. I can see that.
But How to Train Your Dragon 3 has the heart, has the emotions, it has the characters that you care about.
The trailer got me invested just on its own.
It's really good. And I think the
You
trilogy...
can actually learn how to train a dragon.
Yeah. I think it ends itself in a nice little bow, but still gets you... I teared up.
Really?
I teared up pretty hard. I was like...
Okay.
I didn't cry, but a few tears rolled down. I was like, it got me. Except for this woman behind us who ruined the movie. I would imitate her laugh, but I don't know if I can talk for the rest of the podcast if I do that.
Oh.
It was...
No.
It was like a...
So she's like choking on a
So
piece
maybe
of popcorn.
she was actually having hiccups or
No.
choking.
Every time it was funny, even if it wasn't a funny scene.
So if we
That's a
went
lie.
back there, that lady.
Every time it was funny, even if the scene wasn't that funny, she'd laugh like that. And I was like...
No, she was definitely choking on popcorn.
Hopefully.
The whole time she was like,
Hopefully.
Brandon's savage today.
She just passes out in the theater, and Brandon just turns around and looks. Oh no! Look what happened! And he just goes back and watches the screen.
I finally
and
get to enjoy my
is just
movie
sipping
in
on
peace.
his water, and he's like, "Check, please."
Check
Which
me.
was frustrating because I bought our tickets for Springfield 11, and then while we were there, they're like, "Oh,
Oh no, they know we're in Springfield now.
they have 4 other showings."
There's only like 20 Springfields in the United States.
They were anyway. They had 4 other showings at that theater, and then I loaded the app because I was like, I want to make sure they're all sold out, and I saw an Alamo screening for it, and I was like,
Oh.
"We're already here in line. I already wasted my time getting here. Like I could have been at the Alamo without not having to deal with this woman behind me."
Sad reacts only.
Yeah, but overall, I loved it. I recommend this movie. It's probably my biggest recommendation of the year so far.
Of
In
films
our
that are
full
actually
4 weeks. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, by the time it'll be out, it'll be February 22nd, so it'll be
Oh, that's true.
2 months in. So, yeah, please go check it out. It's really good. Watch the first 2. Everything else I did was anime related, Pokemon trading card game.
Okay.
I guess we can talk about the Pokemon game.
Yeah, Brandon and I just played another game today.
I witnessed it.
We've
Part
gotten
of it.
pretty heavy into the Pokemon TCG.
Brandon has this Entei deck and a Venusaur Celebi tag team thing that's new, and I don't understand it yet. But he demolished me with it, and I was pretty mad about that because my Empoleon deck that I bought from Walmart was actually really good, and then he goes out and buys more cards, and now I'm like, he's trying to show me up. I gotta go spend more money.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that because I don't want to spend more money on this game.
As of
but now I feel
recording,
compelled.
the new set tag team just came out, or team up. Team up just
that's
came
what
out.
it is.
But yeah, I love it. I've been playing online every night. I bought an Elite Trainer box for the team up and pulled some pretty good stuff. Which wrecked Zach.
Yep.
They're there. I also bought the new team up deck, the Blastoise one. I don't really care for it, but I need to play test it a little bit more. But I love the game.
Why couldn't you have tested that one on me? Then we would have been water
Because
versus
the
water.
Entei one's in sleeves.
That's such a... Okay.
I won't bend any of the cards that way. I play test online and I come back.
I guess that's fair.
And then Smash Brothers, because as of Friday, it was a random day.
Yeah.
Tuesday. It was Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Piranha Plant came out.
yeah, dropped out of nowhere.
And So, I spent like over an hour trying to find my old email from when I purchased the game on digital to get my code
If
back.
you search Piranha Plant in your email description,
I did that and it didn't show up because
that sucks.
I had to just go back and I checked my 2 emails that I use and neither of them were showing up, so I just scrolled all the way back to the month of December.
Oh my gosh.
And I was reading through it. I read through, and for whatever reason, it wasn't in my inbox. It was in my spam. So I was just like, this is bad. I have to find this because otherwise I don't have Piranha Plant. And I was like, I refuse to not have Piranha Plant if I paid for the Fighter Pass and the digital copy and everything. I'm like, no, I want my copy of the character. But Piranha Plant is actually really fun.
Yeah, he's probably one of my mains. I played for about 30 minutes with him. I took a break from Kingdom Hearts.
I still can't figure out his neutral special where he just shoots the spiky ball up.
Well, it
Like,
launches
looks
and
like
then
it
you
launches and
throw.
Then you turn. Oh, you throw it?
I think so.
Because
I
feel
used it
like,
once and killed an Incineroar, and I was like...
See, I feel like it's kind of like his down B, where you launch the ball and then you, because he's blowing it up with air, you launch it like that, kind of how you tilt. But I can't figure it out yet. I'll have to experiment with it a little bit more. Incineroar and Donkey Kong are still my favorite 2 to use so far. But I also still haven't unlocked all the characters, because here's the thing. I don't play Smash Brothers that often by myself at home.
Yeah.
Most of the Smash that we've played has been over here at your place, and you have all the characters, so I don't have to unlock anybody.
Yeah, my mains are K. Rool, Link, and probably Piranha Plant is going to be my third.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see who they announce for the next DLC. I don't know when that'll be.
Oh, okay, so this is dumb. I was on YouTube the other day, and I saw Nintendo UK, and it said Minecraft Steve, mine's in the battle, and I was like, holy crap, I was like, oh, dang it, put me down. I was like,
Oh, yeah, Brandon, bad.
I was like, no way. Did they just drop like a European Direct and I missed it? And then I watched it for a minute and realized it was a mod with Link. Because they did like an opening reveal trailer for him.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is really good. Like, I honestly believed it. Up until like, after I started watching, I was like, this looks like Smash 4. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is, dang it.
That
But-
sucks.
I think Minecraft Steve will be for sure one of them.
You really think so?
I do.
Do you have any other random predictions you want to just throw out there right now? Because my big one that I want
It's Banjo.
is Banjo.
Banjo, Crash.
I don't feel like we're going to get
Crash should,
Gino.
Crash would be really cool.
I think Crash could happen because of
Did you say we
how
won't get Gino?
I have found his spirit in Light of Hope, and I don't think he will be in the game.
Okay, you're about to put me down for another curse because I'm going to bash your head in the table.
Okay.
Ooh. Yes, yes, yes.
We're just gonna write down a couple more extra for all the extra rage that you have.
Gino for Smash, Sakurai.
I would love-
Gino.
I would love Gino.
Gino.
But after finding his spirit, I was like, there is no hope.
But that would mean that there's 1,000 characters, or 1,300 characters that you couldn't use.
I know.
There's no way.
1,300.
There's a lot.
There's 1,300 spirits.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I've been playing against a lot of them, but
Do you realistically think Rayman will be a character? Because,
I think it's possible.
I don't think so. I think if they're gonna get a third
I
party,
mean, I think it's
gonna be Crash.
rabbits.
Rabbids, I think could happen.
oh,
Well, they have Mario Rabbids, so I think that's a very
Yeah.
good possibility.
That could be part of the deal. Cause
only if it's the rabbit from the 64 in the basement.
also
No.
by Wargroove, I haven't played it yet.
Rabbid,
But
not Rabbit.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm just saying rabbit.
You just want the Mario 64 Rabbit.
Look,
Yes,
I'm gonna.
the
We're not
basement.
sponsored by this, but there's a game that came out that I really want to play called Wargroove, and you can have a dog general that leads an army. So please buy this game. It's $19.99 on the Switch.
Okay, well.
Also, if we're going to do little bits, I've been eating Little Caesars for the past last 10 Sundays, and
When
if
is Burger King going to sponsor us after my amazing review of their games
Well,
last week?
hey, hold on. We'll get to the Burger King. You can join the Little Caesars Nation E-Club if you text the word MOST. I thought that was moist for a second. That'd be awkward. Text the
that's
word
a swear.
MOST to cheese at 243373. Thank you, Little Caesars, for sponsoring us.
Mention nothing. Go here
Okay,
in the
wait a
text
second.
message.
Wait a second. No, they don't actually sponsor us. We can't actually do that.
Wait, why'd you write down for a curse word?
He said moist.
What? You just did too.
I know. I have to
Oh,
find
yeah,
we got it.
I have finally messed up. I am not a perfect human being. Anyway, any more other things that you've been doing? Brandon, that
I
you
played a
want-
little bit of Anthem.
Okay. What'd you think?
The beta came out. I don't care for it. It sucks because I like the story. I do like what they're doing. I played for about an hour and then was like, by an hour, I mean, I got through all the opening stuff and then just roamed around for a little bit. maybe it'll be better. I played a little bit. Was like, I'd rather just go back to Kingdom Hearts.
After all this time, I've been hopeful for it, but it just can't.
If I'm gonna
it
do-
can't disappoint me that much.
After both of you saying that, I was just like, I really don't want to even start the beta.
Here's my thing. If I'm going to play a game with service right now, I'd rather play Division 2.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way.
I've
I think
heard
Division
so much
2
hype for the first Division after they fixed everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I went out and pre-ordered. I'm in the private beta, which starts next week.
Oh, cool.
So my goal is to play a little bit because I'm looking forward to it. Like everything I heard about Division 1 post-launch, like post when
Did
they
you
fixed
play
everything.
Division 1?
I didn't. I almost bought it, but I canceled it.
It wasn't. It was obviously pretty rough at the very beginning.
Yeah, it
but
had a very bad launch.
It wasn't too bad like the last time I played
Yeah,
it.
I heard a month or two after it got a lot better. Jake had it, and that was the
That's
reason.
what I was
Yeah,
hoping
Jake
with
and
I
that
actually
Fallout
played quite a bit.
76,
Watching the launch,
but Bethesda
very
just
beginning.
hates me.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. I'll
I'll
probably
throw
buy
shade
Division
at that
2,
every time I can.
but instead of buying Anthem, I'm gonna buy Crackdown. I'm gonna try to buy Far
Ooh,
Cry,
Crackdown.
and
Okay, how do you feel about Far Cry?
looks fine. I mean, it's $40. It's just an expansion pass.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm looking at it.
Just
Okay.
yeah.
I liked 5, but I'm curious. 5 is the one where I'm like, I actually would be curious about a direct sequel due to the ending. Did you ever beat 5?
Yeah.
Which-
I actually beat that not too long ago.
I'm gonna spoil it. The game's been out since March of last year. You got the nuke ending, right, where you're in the bunker?
Yeah.
So it turns out the religious guy, the villain was the hero.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, whether the nukes were done by the world, well, he knew the nukes were going to drop and the world was going to end.
Oh, so
And he
kind of like
prepared
Mr. House
his-
from Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, he prepared his cult, which
Yeah.
he taught them like it was a religious movement that God was going to like blow up the world, basically.
Oh, so like the Brotherhood of Steel from Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah,
Kinda
but
like that. Yeah.
it ends with just you and him in a bunker.
yeah, it's kind of weird.
Okay.
But we
Every
know
time
that
I
like
can mention Fallout New Vegas, I will.
it's like 30 years have passed, and that's where New Dawn takes place. So it's $40. So I'll probably.
Huh.
The problem is it comes out the same night as everything else. Crackdown, Jump Force, and Far Cry release on
Oh, good luck
February
with that.
15th.
Jump Force and Crackdown are probably gonna.
I'm playing Crackdown. That's the first thing I'm playing. I'm waiting
Yeah.
far
I'm
too
actually
long for
excited
that.
for Crackdown.
Crackdown
too.
looks great.
It's the only reason I sell my Xbox and the 4K Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
I don't think I've played anything else besides Ding Dong XL.
Yeah, I actually bought that.
It's
and
fun.
I enjoyed it.
I need to still buy that.
It's $1.
I was playing it this morning, and I finally got to over like 500. So I got the thing. What?
What's your score?
My total score? Like.
Oh, your total score is 500. What's your best score?
Oh, my best
single
score on
run?
that? 65.
Because the world record right now is 300. I was about to be like, oh my gosh.
No, we have a new world record holder.
Okay,
No,
good.
no.
I've done 100 is the highest I've
My,
gotten.
my points. I got to over 500 points this morning, and I got the green swirly one that's like the Rick and Morty looking logo.
Okay.
I was like, that one looked cool.
That's
And
it,
then-
yeah.
I didn't even realize that it was Rick and Morty until after I bought it, and the little achievement came up and it said Mork and Righty or something. And I was like, okay, that's kind of clever. I should have bought the Earth one instead.
I bought the Earth one.
So, Brandon, what's your record?
I think it's 100. I can check.
Okay. We're gonna update.
Are we gonna play right now and see who can win?
No.
Because that sounds
I've
like
never
a
even
bad
played
idea.
before, so
It's
but
really
we,
easy.
We can update our high scores every week.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that would be great.
Then we all have something to talk about.
And then
Ding
Ding Dong
Dong
XL will eventually give us a promotion.
No, they won't.
They're too small for company. I'm going to die and see my high score. Sorry,
Yeah.
wait, let's keep going, Ryan.
I
Keep
guess I
talking.
could do that.
Yeah.
77. I was long. I thought I got
Okay.
100 the other night.
And you're at 60 something.
Like 64, 65.
So I'm currently at 0 because I'm not playing.
Well,
played it
Ryan,
yet.
get good.
I
Okay,
will.
so, Zach, you want to talk about anything?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit. We already kind of talked about a lot of the stuff that I was doing with what you were saying, but I've been playing a little bit more Golf Battle. I'm really enjoying that still. Golf Battle is just the go-to game for my work crews and stuff. Everybody plays it, so it's kind of fun. Like, whenever we're on break, it's like, oh, hey, let's just boot this up and just have fun. Some of my coworkers are way too good at that game, and they destroy me, and they get like a hole-in-one or 2 strokes. I'm like, okay, you play too much. But other than that, any games that I played, I haven't played it yet, but I bought Hello Neighbor on the PlayStation Store this week.
I've always wanted to play that game.
For, like,
I've
I
watched
got
a lot
it
of
for,
gameplay with it.
It's on the PlayStation Store right now for like $5.50. So
Nice.
if you're gonna get it right now is the time. I almost bought Bendy and the Ink Machine, but it's $30 right now. So I'm gonna wait to see if I can find a physical copy of that and
It's a GameStop exclusive.
trade in stuff. Oh well,
For
okay,
physical.
yeah. then that means I can go there and deal with that and get more Pokemon cards so I can crush you. But other than that, the only
In the SpongeBob episode, Doodle Bob, this is what the Squidward kind of looked like, right?
kind of. We're on a side tangent here.
Mainly because tonight.
Today is the Super Bowl, and that means that Maroon 5 is paying tribute to the greatest episode of SpongeBob, which is the Bubble Bowl.
Yeah,
Band
Band Geeks.
And the second best episode is Doodle Bob. Or
I was
Frankie
drawing
Doodle.
the Squidward from it, but I couldn't remember what he looked
Ryan's
like.
getting pretty mad over there.
Yeah.
44, dang.
So my first score ever on this game was 44.
That's a lie. I watched him die once.
Hold on,
Huh?
let me start, and I'm just gonna.
Guys, we gotta actually do the podcast instead
Okay.
of playing the King Dong
But,
XL.
anyway,
Okay.
You also saw a movie.
I saw the war documentary "They Shall Not Grow Old," and I was blown away by it. I got super emotional watching that film because it's not like any documentary I've ever seen about war. Because most of the time you watch a war documentary and you have just a bunch of historians sitting around talking about something, and then they just show you pictures or maybe some clips. This is all footage that's like over 100 years old now.
Wait, are you talking about where they recolored
Yeah, they
everything?
re-
Yeah,
Peter
I actually want to
Jackson-
see that, yeah.
Peter Jackson was approached by the museum who had all that footage, and he digitally upgraded it. And I don't know if he just took soldiers' accounts directly or if he had people reading off what they had.
Mhm.
But you got firsthand experience from soldiers who were actually in the trenches. And I don't even really know if this is a spoiler because it's a documentary, but there was one part that that really got to me, and it was when after like the fighting was pretty much over, and the two sides are meeting towards the middle of no man's land. They just show this British soldier standing next to some German soldiers, and he takes off his hat, and he takes the German's hat, and he puts the German's hat on his head, and then he puts the British soldier's hat on the German soldier's head, and he was like, and they were talking about how we didn't care whose side we were on, we just wanted the fighting to stop. And I was like, that's so incredibly sad and powerful at the same time that literally 20 minutes ago, this guy would have shot you, but now that the fighting has ceased, you guys just want to go home.
Yeah.
I was like, that almost made me cry. And then they were very explicit in the result of war that they shown and the toll it took on people. They showed damage from frostbite on soldiers.
It is very graphic. It
It
only
is.
rated R for its gratuity.
They shown how they couldn't move the dead bodies and rats would come into the trenches and would eat at the soldiers' corpses and things like that. Sorry,
I was gonna say you could use an army of rats.
an army of rats. But no, it was sad, but it's a super important film, and I love that they have the technology and capability to take old footage like that and to, I guess, in a way, re-digitize it for
So they added,
today.
somebody explained it to me, they added 8 frames
Right,
to make it up to 24 frames a 2nd, and then they recolored a lot of it, or CG'd it,
right,
to make it look like at least it was from the 1940s.
right. And I thought that was incredible because the first, 15 minutes or so is all black and white, and it's all, at the 16 frames a second. And then as it slowly zooms into the camera and the soldiers are talking and they're marching, it switches to color and it goes to 24 frames a second. And I was just like, you actually see almost the process of editing in the documentary. If you go see it, I didn't get to see this part, but after the credits, there's a 30-minute side documentary about how they did that and how they transformed that footage. I would recommend staying for that if you're interested in.
30 minutes after?
It's a 30-minute thing after the
Wow.
film. I thought it was very powerful and very moving. I don't really know how you give a score to a war documentary.
Well, like you would a normal movie.
Well, yeah, but there's
You can just recommend to see it or not, I guess, if you don't want to give a score.
I would recommend seeing it. If you have any sort of compassion for that sort of thing or love for history, I think you would enjoy it. I guess if I had to give it a score out of 10, I would give that a 9.5.
Okay.
It was emotionally moving and jarring, and it opened my eyes to things that I didn't even think about
First
regarding
two
World War
movies of
I.
the show have been very high
Yeah.
on the ratings.
But that's all I've really got, so I'll pass it over to you, Ryan, for what you've been doing.
So, I really haven't done that much this week.
Oh, he's a
Like
disappointment.
everybody else. I am a disappointment to this podcast, I will admit it. No, I've just been really busy. I did play Kingdom Hearts. I did make time to play Kingdom Hearts.
Which one?
The last one. Third one. The current one.
You're playing 3?
Yes, I told you this.
I thought you said you were playing 2.
No, I
That's what you
already
said in our
played two.
text.
No, I meant 3.
Oh, no. Brandon's about to...
I'm triggered.
Yeah, that's
Okay, let's
well,
just add another swear just in case.
Whatever. I said fine. I said fine. I was
was like,
not
oh,
going to say
no.
the F word.
I was like, oh no, that's
I was,
like,
I
that's
was
a
just
half,
about,
that's a
I was
0.5,
actually
that's
about
a
to
point.
sneeze on Ryan, but I stopped myself in the middle of that.
we got pretty loud there.
Yeah, even without the sneeze. I did watch some more of Bodyguard.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, watched a few episodes of that.
What you think of them?
They're okay.
All right.
I haven't watched anything about Bodyguard yet.
What a
Would
train
you
wreck we are.
recommend
Yeah, this. So, anyways, yeah, this week was, this week was just something. So,
Time for anime with the boys.
it? Yes.
it is
Can we
time
move on,
with
please?
anime with
Zach
the boys.
finished One Punch Man and
I
Ryan
did.
didn't.
Yeah.
In
no.
the end, One Punch Man beats everyone with one punch.
No, he dies.
No, he
Ryan, you haven't seen
Saitama
it.
punches
he
himself.
punches himself.
And
Yeah.
it's like, why are you hitting yourself? And he accidentally does it to his face and dies.
So anyway,
So let's just think about this. If he punched himself, would
he
he
would.
actually
I don't
die?
think he would feel it because
You wouldn't. I don't know. You'd have to debate that on how if it's like, is it like when you do it, like why are you hitting yourself, or like if somebody else took your hand because that's still not full power. You would need to like.
No, if he went full power against himself, would it kill him?
well, I would think so,
Why don't
but
you
also his
tweet
body's
the
super
creator?
durable.
Tweet the creator. I thought I saw a spider. Tweet the creator and ask him.
Yeah,
But anyway, Zach finished it.
it's phenomenal. If you haven't watched One Punch Man, I would recommend it. It is only 12 episodes. I know that it took me like 4 weeks
Our
to
entire
get through it.
series.
Yeah, pretty much. But hey, there was other stuff we were doing, so bite me, I guess. Like, I didn't have time to just sit down and watch 12 episodes in one day. But it's a good series. I really enjoyed it. If I had to pick my favorite character, it would still be Moomin Rider. As ridiculous as that sounds, where I left off last week was right before he got there with the Deep Sea King.
Mm-hmm.
Which
And,
is my favorite episode.
that
It's
is-
like,
That is the best episode of the series. I
That's
love
episode 7, right?
that
8
is
or 9.
9. That is
yeah,
9.
Oh, that's 9?
Uh-huh.
it's really close to the end. Because they do the Deep Sea King fight,
And then,
and then they
after
jump
that,
right into the
Yeah.
finale.
They go.
yeah.
They go into
Yeah.
the spaceship.
Well,
stuff.
no. They do that one episode with the wolf guy,
Oh, Bang. Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yamcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
old Yamcha.
Better Yamcha.
Yes,
And then, yeah.
relevant
do
Yamcha.
do the-
Useful Yamcha. But
I mean, I like the series. I think Mob Psycho is still.
I'll have to watch that. But I just really loved a lot of the characters, and I don't want to really spoil anything for the final episode for Ryan's sake.
It's just a fight.
I
it's
mean,
just
there's a
it's
fight.
Like every episode.
There's
But I
a-
mean, like, it is the entire episode.
Yeah, but
No.
like at the same time, there is one thing that happens with Genos in that final episode, where somebody tells him something pretty important, and then I'm like, well, we might not ever get that. I mean, we're supposed to be getting a season 2.
Season 2 comes out in April.
It comes out this April.
Yeah, there's already been trailers.
Okay.
It just doesn't look as good.
Well, either way, I'm on board because they've already set up what they want to do for season 2. So I was like, oh, okay. But I think if Ryan watches the final episode, maybe we could go and just give our full spoiler-ish thoughts.
Do you want to give a score on the series?
Do I want to give a score on the series? Yeah, I'll give a score. I think I should separate that a little bit with
Well, I think you look
early
at it.
stuff and then end stuff. Because
I think you have to look at it
gets
as
better
a
as it
narrative.
goes.
Yeah.
Right, you have
As
to
a
look at a thing
whole-
as a whole. Like, you can't just be like, it's like, I hate this part of a book, or I hate this part of
Yeah,
like, a
Oh,
okay,
movie.
that's
season
fair.
1.
Yeah.
If I had to give that series a rating for both its length, its characters, and everything that I liked about it, I would say that is a solid 8.5.
Okay. We almost agreed. I was gonna say an 8. That's what I'd give it.
I loved Saitama. I loved Genos. I loved the lower class heroes more than I thought I would, because I was really hoping that there would be some awesome like A and S rank heroes that I could really get attached to, but almost all of them are jerks.
All of them except for the old man. And I kind of like the guy with the metal bat.
Metal
Yeah.
Bat is cool.
The sword guy's kind of cool too.
Yeah, but I was just like, okay, literally all of you do not care about actually being a hero.
Yeah.
You're more concerned about your image. And the guy in the last episode, the number 1 A rank hero, like, he's the one that's like more concerned about his music and his movies and things like that. And I'm like, you're not a hero. Like, especially after having just watched Moomin Rider literally almost die to try to save people from a monster that he can't beat. I'm like, you're not a hero. You're a joke.
Yeah.
Like, you might be this powerful guy, but you're selfish, you're self-centered, you're arrogant, you're everything that Saitama isn't. Like, when Saitama beats the Deep Sea King,
And then tells him the only reason he won.
the only
is
reason
'cause-
he won is because the other heroes are the reason.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's something a hero would do to inspire people. Like, to me, Saitama is a great character, and I hope that this season 2 is actually good. Hopefully the trailer is just not wanting to show us anything, so that way our expectations are really low going into it, because we've been waiting how long since season 1 ended now?
I mean, for us, not long, but
Yeah, not for me, but I mean for
2016.
Yeah, so like almost 3 years. You
Yeah,
know?
which I just think.
It's almost like it's been too long.
Yeah, well, I think that was Attack on Titan had the same problem. As it ended and
Yeah.
it needed time because the manga needed to get farther
But
ahead.
I would have to say the death of the Deep Sea King is my favorite episode, but the final fight is the best moment.
As a whole, the Deep Sea King episode is the better one.
Yeah, I think so, because you saw what he did to Genos. I thought Genos was dead. I really did. I was like, I mean, he gets spit with acid and he just disintegrates to like nothing, and I'm like, they just killed Genos.
Zach
then-
shed some tears.
I was getting mad. I was like, where's Saitama? What is happening? Like, and then Moomin Rider shows up and I'm like, you cannot kill Moomin Rider. Like,
Just slashes Moomin Rider's head off.
I was just like, please no.
Moo Rider.
Moo Moo.
Moo Moo.
Moo
No, but but no, like,
No, it's
my
Moo
reason
Moo.
for him being my favorite character is like,
Look it up.
we said it last week, he's just the guy who wants to help. Literally, aliens are coming down and invading people and everybody's running for their lives and these heroes are arguing about what to do. Rather than just sitting there and arguing about it, Moomin Rider gets on his bicycle and goes out there and starts saving people. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's like what characters on My Hero Academia do. And I'm like, he may not be the strongest, he may not have any real powers. He's just a guy on a bike. And that, I was like, that's the most inspiring thing. He was like,
Into
just,
season 2, you find out his true power.
if he actually has some sort of amazing power, I would love that. But I don't know.
I realized I just looked at the camera and shrugged. We don't have a camera.
We don't have a camera. No, not today.
But
the
the next thing is our weekly
our weekly.
discussion on The Promised Neverland.
This episode was good. I definitely think it's the weakest of the ones that I've seen so far.
Really, you don't think with all the reveals?
Except for the very, very end.
I think episode 2 is weaker.
Actually, yeah. Okay, no, yeah. I would go 1, 3, 4, 2.
But I think that's just because 2 can't live up to what you came off of.
Right,
1.
with 1, just the end and all the setup and everything. 4 is actually... No, actually, I take back what I said. You're right. 4 is really good.
Yeah, just because, I mean, I think it knows how to build its tension. It does the whole more training with the tag.
Yeah.
Introduces 2 more characters that now know the secret.
Right,
And then reveals who the traitor might be.
right.
Find out next week,
Maybe. Yeah. No, that... Yeah, no, I forgot about, like, the very last, like, 30 seconds of them just doing that. And I was just... The more I watch this show, the more blown away I am by just almost the acting that these kids have. Like, all the characters
All right, how
on-
they're able to hold up with mom and they're
Right.
like,
the first mom and then now the new mom that's come in.
yeah.
Like, what's her name? The girl with the glasses?
Gilda.
Gilda. I mentioned her in like the first episode. She was one of the characters that I was like, she was the one that like wants to go out and try on all these new clothes and like get a sense for fashion and stuff, and like she has her own little goal, and I was like, I don't want anything to happen to her. So like when I was like,
Please don't die.
I was like, please don't die and please don't be the traitor. Like because she was the one after the big three that I was like, I think I like this character the most because she's super recognizable and she had a character trait that I could already be like, okay, you're kind of
Yeah.
fun. So I was just like, all right, I'm kind of glad that she's in on the secret because she's one of the older kids too. So I'm just sort of into that. I thought the episode was really good. I'm looking forward to it. I don't want the series to end to go on a break. That's really selfish, but I'm like,
The problem is they're moving so fast.
see, you say that, but to me, I don't feel like they're moving fast. I feel like they're building
Right.
so much tension.
But the problem is, if you get farther in the manga,
Yeah.
then you're going to have a FMA. We're going to be back in the same situation we talked about week 1.
Yeah.
Where I would rather them do a 12-episode season every year like they do in My Hero,
Yeah.
and then let the manga get ahead far enough.
That's fair. I can't really think of anything else to say about
Yeah, I like
Promised
4 a
Neverland.
lot. I've read the manga. I'm all caught up now. It's a ride. It's going to be super interesting to see where they cut season 1 off, then how much do you do for each season after that. When do you do another season? I've got a lot of questions because honestly, I would end it and then wait 2 years.
You would wait 2?
I'd wait 2 years. I would give the manga enough time so you could divide up some of this other stuff. And honestly, I don't know how long the manga is going to run, unless because I feel like, could be wrong, just some of the stuff they're already building towards might be like in-game stuff. So,
Really?
yeah, not that I think the manga is popular enough, but I think it could be like a 200 chapter manga and to be done.
Huh.
So if you gave that 2 more years, you could have a full anime done right there.
Yeah, that's true, and then you could just go. So, I mean, if you just gave them the time,
But
that might work better in the long run.
yeah,
Then.
I love Promise Neverland. I love the opening.
It's really good. I'm surprised at,
Anime fan or not, I strongly recommend it.
yeah, with how much It's really weird for me because anime I can either get really into or just immediately want to drop.
Yeah, that's
So-
why I don't watch a whole bunch of it.
This one I was just like, wow, this is actually really strong. The characters are all good. Even the villains are interesting. Every week I'm just more and more impressed. That's really all I've got to say about
So we're doing,
Promised Neverland.
our topic isn't really a topic. We're just going to kind of talk about news and trailers that came out.
Do you want to start with news or trailers? Okay,
I guess we can do news, let's just talk about trailers.
trailers. Okay.
So Hobbs and Shaw came out.
this week, that's the most recent trailer on our list.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you guys think?
I actually thought it looked pretty good.
I think it looks fun.
It looks dumb.
It's dumb fun.
But I mean, I'm going to enjoy every
For,
moment
for
of it.
the
I
for the Fast
like-
and Furious, the whole thing.
Outside of Furious 7, none of them are serious movies. And 7 is even that serious.
Careful.
Okay, no. The most serious scene in all of the Furious movies is in Furious 6 on the airplane when Vin Diesel jumps over the
Oh my
box
gosh.
and he headbutts a man and takes out 2 people. It is the greatest scene.
Fast and Furious is a dumb superhero franchise. It is fun.
It's
Right.
like dumb.
I love them.
They're fun.
They harpoon gun a guy.
Yeah, like there's just
Oh, hold on.
They drove through 3 buildings in the air like a.
What is it in a street fight? The street always wins, and he stamps his
That
foot
is
down,
the most
and the
amazing
parking garage
one-liner.
breaks in half.
That is one of the most iconic movie scenes of all time.
No, I love when The Rock is like, "Daddy's got to go to work," and
And he
he
breaks
flexes
that.
his
Yeah.
cast, and it breaks off. And then he says, "Woman, I am the
No.
Cavalry."
When he crashes he takes out the drone with the ambulance, and it crashes the ground, and he kicks open the
ambulance door.
glass, and she's like, "Do you bring the cavalry?" "Woman, I am the cavalry."
It just
Rips the machine gun off, and it goes after the helicopter.
It's so freaking manly.
Yeah,
Like,
those movies are dumb.
they are, but
I
they're fun.
I adore those films,
Okay.
but they're dumb.
If
They're
I
not
could
dumb. I will never say they're dumb.
If I could have my
Tokyo
dream,
Drift is the worst.
if I could have my dream movie, it would be Transformers crosses over with the Fast and Furious.
Oh my
franchise.
gosh, yeah, they're like driving Bumblebee and
They're driving Bumblebee, and then they launch into space to fight Megatron. Tell me you would not watch The Rock fight Megatron.
they did just introduce superheroes. Anyway, it's the reason Hobbs and Shaw does introduce superheroes,
I like it.
which is the fans have demanded 2 things at this point: space and superheroes.
And there's a rumor that the next
I know,
Fast and
they're going to
Furious is going to
space.
space.
I
So
would, could you imagine a Halo jump and like a
Oh,
Lamborghini? Are you saying that they're stupid now?
No, I'm just saying it's not ready.
A movie can be dumb
There's
fun,
only-
and you can turn off your brain and enjoy it.
All right.
At the end of the day, if a movie can make you feel like you were entertained, I have no problem with it.
Especially
I think
when they
it'll be fine.
spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on it.
I mean, the last two have made a
Over
billion
billion.
each.
Yeah. I love at
So
the
they're
very
making their
end-
money back. So
I love
they'll
at the
do
very
whatever.
end of the trailer, they're rappelling down the side of the building, and The Rock just falls and catches that guy, and then he like
then-
smacks into the elevator that Jason Statham's character's in,
Yeah,
and he
he's
goes,
literally just in the
"F
elevator.
you."
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I gotta write that down, but whatever. It was worth it.
I love the trailer. It's dumb. The
Yeah.
movie probably won't be. The movie's gonna be fun. A worst case scenario, the movie is a lot of fun.
Right.
Well, I was worried that the
I'll
Hobbs
probably
and
enjoy
Shaw
either way.
maybe was actually going to be just like, when I say cringy, I mean like cringy for the Fast and Furious series.
So,
but
like,
I actually
2 through 4.
yeah,
so-
2, 3, and 4 are
Dude,
not
I will.
fun.
I will fight you right now. 2, 3, and 4 are not good movies. 1, 5, 6, 1,
You
and
will-
5 on are good.
You will never get me to say that any of them are bad.
Just wait till we do our Fast and Furious podcast where we have to argue.
Oh, we should rank
Hold
them
on.
all.
I do have a problem though. How are we forgiving Shaw for killing Han?
Well, my thing is this: Hobbs does not give a rip about the actual gang at that point.
But
when
I mean,
he
even in
killed them.
Furious 8.
So, it's dumb fun. Just let it go.
But
Well,
the theme of the movie is the theme of the movie
Hobbs,
is family.
Hobbs wasn't family yet.
The theme of the movie is family, and
Okay.
he kills Han.
Okay, no, I can't sit here and explain all of this because I don't remember all the details.
I've been
Wait,
listening.
what movie are we talking
I've been
about?
listening to a podcast where they're reviewing all the Fast and Furious movies, and they're talking about how great of a character Han is, and we're just gonna forget that the Shaw brothers killed.
I don't know what to
So
tell you.
what I
because
see happening in Hobbs and Shaw, they
Han
realize
is alive.
they realize that
If they bring him back, then it's no issue.
We didn't see him technically die.
We saw him blow up.
We saw him drive away from an explosion.
The next thing I'm gonna hear is Gal
Okay.
Gadot is back because even though she flew out of the freaking
Hey,
airplane because
we-
they're doing a woman-led.
You do realize that there are superpowers in this universe now,
Well,
right?
now
So maybe they've been there all along, and humanity. has
Han
evolved.
and her were the first two.
Yeah.
dear Lord, no,
I mean,
no,
we don't
What?
know.
Why not?
You don't know.
Would it make them bad?
no, they'll never be bad. I don't care what they do.
We
I
should do
just-
this
well,
every week.
I know.
Just disagree
We're
with
gonna
it.
start bashing every Fast and Furious movie of the week.
No.
One is only okay as well, by the way. While we're getting at this.
To think that this series started off with an undercover cop trying to break up an underground racing ring and stopping like people from stealing DVD players from truckers, to superheroes and explosions
in
and
The Rock.
laughing in your face physics. It's amazing how much that franchise has changed over the years.
I adore these movies. They're so much fun.
They're fun.
So,
Like I've never
Not 2
had
through
a,
4.
I've never had a bad experience watching the newer ones.
so I think
Like,
so. I'm going to say my theory, and then we'll see if it's right. So I think Hobbs and Shaw at the beginning of the movie, they hate each other or whatever because of everything that happened.
they'll probably go into that whole thing
Well,
with Han.
yeah, and they even hint that in the trailer.
Yeah,
They're
the
like,
trailer
wait, you're
shows-
going to work with me or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And then I think what happens is Shaw saves Hobbs' life, like, actually saves him, like, in a big epic scene at the very end. Whatever, and they go, oh, he's not that bad or whatever, and then they realize that they like
Well, I
each
mean,
other.
he did save Dom's
and-
baby.
And then
he paid back
yeah.
his favor,
So-
or his debt, I guess.
So then Hobbs and Shaw come back to the next Fast and Furious movie or whatever as a duo, and then that's when you have the Civil War.
They have a civil war.
If they do Fast and Furious
Fast
Civil
and
War,
Furious
I'm
Civil
done.
War. Please tell me that Tyrese Gibson is on his own and he's like the one in the middle, and he.
I
just
hope
has
he
to
survives it all.
Well, but it'd have to be Vin. Wow, I guess that would fit with the drama
Diesel
that's
versus-
happening. Yeah,
Vin
Vin,
Diesel
versus
versus-
The Rock.
Yeah.
They actually film all their own
Yeah,
punches.
they don't. Yeah, they literally don't like each other.
I don't know why Vin would ever try to punch The Rock. The Rock's not gonna feel it. The Rock's tolerance for pain.
Vin
Well, he's a
Diesel
rock.
is like
Yeah.
is getting chubby too.
Yeah,
I
did you see that photo?
Yeah.
The meme the other day when you hear somebody
He just
comes
comes
out
out
of their car. It's him with like his dad bod, and he's like.
I don't know if there's anything more we can really say about Hobbs and Shaw. We'll be on this forever if we don't move on.
Yeah, let's move on to a better franchise, Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Okay. Are you objecting to that?
You telling me that Homecoming's worse than the Fast and Furious
I'm just
movies?
saying. I mean, Tobey Maguire's the real OG. So
I'm only talking about the Tom Holland stuff.
Okay,
Let's calm down
listen,
here.
one of these days we're going to talk about all the Spider-Man movies, and I'm going to tell you why you're wrong, but I'm going to let that go for now.
Tobey Maguire is the real Spider-Man.
Actually, I'm just
I think
gonna,
we need to stop the podcast. I'm done.
I'm going to just add...
Add a swear
wait,
word to him.
Oh, what?
I'm going to add a
Tobey
swear word
Maguire's
to him,
name is a
and then
swear.
I'm going to add some to mine because you're stupid. No, I'm really glad that we're finally getting Mysterio.
I love the score towards the
Yeah.
end of the trailer where it plays the orchestra Spider-Man theme.
Yeah, no, the trailer looks really good, and what I love about it is they don't really show anything that would spoil Endgame.
Well, okay.
No, based on how you want to look at it.
Like, you could look at this trailer with the way they have it released. You could honestly look at that trailer as a prequel. We know it's not, but they don't show anything as a result post-snap.
Besides
I
that,
think they should have released it after.
well,
I do too.
Let's pause. Just time out for a second on releasing it. Problem with that is marketing for a movie has to start at least 5 months before a movie comes out.
Right.
Unless they delayed Far From Home until,
Like August.
November,
yeah.
which then puts it too close to Frozen 2 and Star Wars.
Well, I mean, the trailer could have probably.
There's
what
no
if
way.
they just
The only thing
teased
that
everything
they should have-
more?
The
The
only
only
other
thing-
thing they could have done
Big
would have
trailer.
been a Mysterio trailer. It's all from Mysterio's point of view, and no Spider-Man is mentioned.
And I mean, I would have been okay with that. And then the day after Avengers comes out, or like a week after Avengers comes out, or maybe 2 weeks after Avengers comes out, after the majority of the real fans see it, then you release like the big trailer with, you know.
I don't know. I'm not that bothered by it.
Yeah, if you thought
Because-
Spider-Man was Dan Dead, you're
Oh
you're
well,
stupid.
and I that was the kind of the other thing is like we already know that he's gonna be back, and we know who's probably gonna be back.
Yeah,
for,
and it's more about who do
Right.
we lose? Like, what do we
Right.
give up? Honestly, here's the thing with Endgame. You can
who's
say
the
it's,
trade?
right. You can say it's predictable, but it's more of who do we lose? Do we lose some people we weren't expecting? Do we
Right.
just lose Tony and Cap?
Watch, we could end up losing all of them. I don't think we will, but we could.
Yeah, I think we just keep.
they kill Spider-Man.
The only one.
John,
the
he
only
means the original six.
one, yeah, the only one.
Yeah.
The only one we keep is Thor.
Thor and Hulk.
Yeah, I could see that.
If we're gonna
But,
if we're gonna predict anything,
that's
I
getting
think the
more into
original
Aven-
6 are gonna be all gone after the end of this movie.
That's more
I
getting
think they
into
keep
Endgame.
Generation.
That's more into Endgame predictions though, which I would love to do, but
We'll do that closer.
yeah. But no, I think the trailer is phenomenal. I love everything about him with his 2 different suits that he has seen in the
Mhm.
trailer, his stealth suit and then the black and red suit that he has.
Yeah, the shield suit.
hmm There's actually an international TV trailer spot of them showing that he also has his original suit that he didn't pack in the U.S. trailer.
Yeah, it opens with a gag where they're like, they're going through his luggage and she sees it,
And he's
and instead she grabs the bananas.
and she's like, no banana. And he actually has the Spider-Man suit right there, but she doesn't see it. Which I'm like, okay, that's kind of fun. I like all the stuff that they're doing with the other characters, like just his friends. They all seem like they have something to do and a reason that they're there. Like Ned and Betty are.
I feel like they all
thing.
like the whole cast has a really good chemistry too.
Yeah.
I feel like I bet they have a lot of fun just like recording.
I think so, and I'm kind of glad that Flash Thompson is going to be back around because we get more of this new version of Flash Thompson the Bully, which
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what anybody says. I think that that's the best version of Flash Thompson that we've gotten in recent time because the way people have viewed bullies has changed. Not every bully's a stereotypical jock that's like,
Oh,
Rip
Spider-Man
the
looks
shreds.
out for the neighborhood.
yeah.
Hey, what's up, Dickwad?
But like at the same time,
Write me down for a
Oh,
while.
yeah.
That's 2 right there.
That's 1. 1 is not a curse word. 1 is not a curse word.
don't you argue with the score.
I'm arguing with him.
I'm also over here, and I agree with Ryan.
No, okay.
No, I'm kidding. Anyway, yeah. So, I like that they're also getting into that aspect that Flash Thompson adores Spider-Man but hates Peter Parker from the
Yeah, I think
comics.
that's funny.
I like that, and I hope that they have some really good jokes with that, especially because does Flash Thompson really like Spider-Man, or is he afraid that he's going to come steal his car again? Like, cause
Yeah, I
he
didn't think
crashed
about that. He's
it.
like, I have a lot of respect for Spider-Man after he stole my car. What?
Yeah, it's like,
Maybe
oh,
maybe they do a whole new universe.
they might. But,
That's all right. We figured it out. Reddit, steal this theory. I expect to see it on there in the morning.
no. No, nobody on Reddit listens to us.
We'll find
Don't
out. We'll find out tomorrow.
underestimate
When I see
Reddit.
on our Marvel Studios when it's the top voted, most
Theory.
upvoted post, on Tuesday when this is
But
uploaded.
yeah, I liked all the look at the elemental things that
So that's the debate.
I don't know if they're the actual characters. I think it's actually Mysterio using effects like he does.
Somebody's making the argument. I like this theory a lot.
Mhm.
Is that the Sandman is the real one,
Really.
but he makes Hydro Man, Molten, and there's one more. There's three. I can't remember the last
Yeah.
one. But he makes them, and then when Sandman comes around, Peter underestimates it because he's like, "Oh, this is just one of your illusions." After
Right,
he meets
and it's
Mysterio,
actual Sandman.
and then he gets hit, and Mysterio's like, "This isn't me."
That would actually be really cool.
Yeah. Well, they need some real
Right.
force
Because
because
here's the thing: once they do that, that's just one step closer to a Sinister
Sinister
Six.
Six,
Because then you have half the Sinister Six. Because
and
Vulture is still out there.
Keaton's confirmed to come back.
Keaton's confirmed to come back, and then you also have Scorpion.
Yeah. So
Matt
that'd be
Gargan.
4. So you
That's
just need
actually
Doctor.
4. So now you
Doc
just need
Ock
Doc
and
Ock
then-
and Goblin.
Yeah.
Or whatever other character.
Goblin's
you
not
wanna
been a
throw in there.
6.
No, actually, no. You're right. He hasn't been. Rhino.
Yeah.
Which I would love Rhino to actually get some real attention because
I am the Rhino.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 butchered literally everything about Spider-Man, and they crapped over two of my favorite villains, Electro and Rhino, and I was super mad. I don't even want to talk about that.
I like the whole beat thing with Electro, like in the substation or whatever.
Oh, you could do Shocker. Shocker could be one of the.
Or
Shockers.
Shocker, yeah.
Yeah, I guess
No,
they could-
you're right.
Yeah,
You were right in
Electro,
Electro.
yeah,
You were right.
yeah,
You-
okay.
It's okay,
You
boys.
scared me.
It's
I
okay.
guess
You
they
just
could
like
do
the
Shocker.
pizza.
But I don't know. I think it's going to be a really good film to start off the next phase after Endgame. I think starting with such a strong character like Spider-Man is a good idea. If they would have done anything else different, like if they would have just went to like, say, like how after Avengers Age of Ultron they went to, I think it was Guardians of the Galaxy
Ant-Man.
or Ant-Man. Like, I feel like doing a more popular character will get more people to not feel that, I guess, superhero fatigue that I think people have been talking about.
I think it's gonna do. This is just a guess. Is we're gonna have an Iron Man 3 effect where Avengers came out, Iron Man 3 followed it right away.
Yeah.
So everyone's
And it's
like,
gonna
well, I
be
wanna see what's
we gotta,
next.
We got to see what's next. Yeah. So
I do think
hope that
fatigue will
happens.
sit in after everyone. I would say in like a year or two. I would say
I
we
think
start
so.
to see it.
I really do. I think it's only a matter of time, and it's not that the movies are getting worse. I think the movies are actually getting better. It's just that this trend has been going on for over a decade now.
I actually think, depending on what happens in Avengers Endgame, like if they take out most of the originals, then I think it starts going downhill from there.
I think the Pokemon becomes the next MCU. You ready for this?
Yeah, no, we actually had this conversation. We should talk about this some other time because
What?
we're gonna go off on a tangent.
I said, I'll do it quick. And a guy at the How to Train Your Dragon early screening backed me up. A random dude, because he said I said Pikachu's cute. That's how they're gonna get the women to come see it.
Yep.
And this guy's like, my fiance was like, he's not that cute. And this random old dude was like, Pikachu's actually pretty cute. I'd go see it just for him. And I was like,
Pikachu's
I was like, thank you.
The trailer even points out that Pikachu's adorable.
I said Pokemon.
Oh, he's adorable.
Pokemon based on popularity could be the next MCU. Like
Oh.
have a lot of spin-off films.
I mean, Pokemon's one of the most popular franchises.
big
of all time
events
as
and
it
could
is.
make the same amount of money.
Oh, that's
I
another
was-
trailer that recently came out. So yeah, we can talk about Detective
That was a
Pikachu.
while ago.
It was like a week ago. The
What?
new TV spot.
The new TV spot only showed
Doesn't matter. There was a TV
the
spot.
Snubble.
I don't care. It's shown Gramble, thank you very much.
Was it the evolved form?
It was the evolved form.
Shoot. But anyway, I argued that because I think I could see it based on popularity and amount of movies they can make, being the next MCU, making like big event films.
I mean, they did confirm a Red and Blue movie.
They've already confirmed 3 movies: Red and Blue, Mewtwo, and
Do you think it's gonna?
I want a Team
but
Rocket film.
If we're gonna talk about this, do you think that it's gonna be as popular because of the older crowd? I mean, you have a generation.
Yes and no, because you're gonna have the older crowd that's super into Red and Blue. Because I mean,
When you say
looking back
older
at-
crowd, you're like talking
Like
about
us.
maybe but this
But no, okay. Remember when Pokemon Go came out? What happened? Everybody went nuts.
yeah.
It'll be the same thing when we get a live action Pokemon movie. I guarantee it.
I don't see it.
hold on, I'll make a bet. We'll kick Ryan off the podcast if it makes under $1 billion.
Wait, what? I don't know how I feel about that.
I'll leave the podcast if it makes under $1 billion.
No. No. None of you are doing that.
On Detective Pikachu?
Yeah, I would bet you it's $1 billion movie.
Oh, I mean, yeah, with China involved and everything. Or are you just saying the United States?
Oh,
There's
no,
no way
there-
I mean,
no,
that's-
no,
yeah.
no movie has made $1 billion outside of Avatar in the United States.
That's what I'm saying. China, I think, like
China and Japan,
Yeah.
yeah, but no.
You're
I
carrying
do
that.
I do think Pokemon is going to be the next big movie franchise. I agree.
Right, I do too. I think people
I-
are underestimating it because kids watch it, so adults bring their children.
Kids watch it, adults bring their children, and then adults like us who grew up on the series are going to get that nostalgia kick. Look at what happened with Transformers.
Yeah, I understand Transformers died, but if it could be good, even the first Detective Pikachu makes, let's say, $600 million. It starts off on the right path, and they keep growing.
Right, and they just
the
keep
MCU
going.
didn't make $1 billion until Avengers. Red and
Right.
Blue could be that movie. I honestly
Right.
believe that we are at a tipping point, where some other franchise is going to come in and take over what Marvel's
So
done.
is
Right.
Red and Blue gonna be like a live action? Then?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all going to be live action.
Everything.
I mean, you're telling me you would not want to see Red from Pallet Town going around and
Oh, I'm not
Catching
disagreeing
Pokemon on
that I
screen.
would
I think
see it.
that'd be
I'm just
amazing.
saying like that like the current Marvel universe right now I feel like has a little bit of a wider age gap than perhaps like Pokemon. And because it's such a longer history with
Maybe
the
the-
comics and stuff like that.
I guess that's true. Marvel
But
has been
also-
around a lot
and
longer than
people,
Pokemon.
And I mean, I'm not saying anything mean about Pokemon because I grew up with Pokemon, but
Right.
I think people look at Pokemon more as a kid's kind of thing. And I'm not saying that's always the case. But I mean, from an older standpoint, I mean,
He's not necessarily wrong.
He's not. It's targeted to them, but the target demographic that buys it, if you look at the statistics, it's 60%.
It's
people
like
over 21.
It's like 18 to 30 right now.
but that's where I think it stops. Is that maybe at 30?
Right, most old people don't go see the Marvel movies outside of maybe like a few of them. You're talking about really, my grandparents could care, but outside of my grandma, my grandparents could care less about the Marvel movies.
Yeah,
I
no.
feel like the
I'm-
30 to 50.
I'm the only
year old
person.
range
I'm the only
would
person
have
in my
more
family
interest.
that goes to see Marvel movies. Like they're not for everybody. Movies in general.
Oh
only
well,
have a
and
certain
I mean, you can
appeal.
say that about anything.
Right.
But I'm just saying.
I personally
At least
think.
I feel like Marvel has a little bit more of a serious.
Sure, they definitely do have that serious appeal,
Kind of
especially
tone.
with how much they've built up a decade of movies. I agree.
Yeah.
I just think that
And I think it's just a little bit more relatable to people.
Sure.
With, I mean, the least is superhero nostalgia. I'm not
Yeah.
saying anything bad about Pokemon.
No, and
but
I totally
when,
get that.
Like, when I hear people talk about Pokemon, I mean, the people that like Pokemon, they love Pokemon. The people
Right.
that don't like Pokemon, they could care less about Pokemon.
Right.
I think the whole thing with Pokemon Go was more people just driving around and having fun because a couple of their friends did it, so they had to do it, and it was more of like just a chain reaction. From
I don't
there.
know, man. When we were downtown,
And
and
how
I just
cool it
heard
was.
somebody yell, "There's a Squirtle," and I saw 1,000 people move. Like,
Oh, and I'm completely like 100%. Those are your diehard fans with that, and I think,
yeah,
and it could be one of those things where if it's really good, and it becomes more of a.
I think if you give them basically the same amount of films as Marvel Phase 1, you will get a $1 billion film out of that. You will get at least one. I think that's possible.
Oh, I would agree just because of not because of the United States, but because of China. Like,
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you wanted to argue that,
well,
some of the Marvel films make like nothing here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Like
actually
Ant-Man only made like $120 million. here.
Ant-Man performed
Yeah.
better.
I'm just. I guess
internationally
when
than
we have this,
domestically.
when we're talking about this, I mean, I think of the United States when we have like a conversation on popularity, not
Sure.
globally. So globally, I think.
Oh,
I think you
Pokemon's
guys
a
are easily
juggernaut.
right. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
Well,
can't
and that's the
argue.
thing, 'cause,
No
like,
one could argue with that.
Even
I
if
mean,
you wanted to argue it, just in our demographic,
Yeah.
Marvel movies aren't even that popular. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
they're like pop culture, but some of them don't make nearly like as much as you think. Like a lot of the numbers come internationally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I think-
if I had to guess, I
And
would
also
say
with the
Marvel
fact that I
would.
believe superhero fatigue will set in. People are going to want something new.
Yeah. Now, granted, I think I'll always watch the Marvel movies.
Oh
Don't
yeah,
get me wrong.
I'll
It's
be
my
the first
favorite-
one. I'll be the first one there.
It is my
Like,
favorite film franchise. I can say that confidently. I
Yeah.
love those movies. I can watch them over and over. I adore them. I'm just saying we're eventually going to hit a tipping point where something's going to take over.
Right, and that's
And it's not going to be DC.
that's just natural. I mean, eventually Star Wars went away until the prequels came out. You know,
And that's
like-
going to go away again soon because they've.
I don't. Let's don't talk about Star Wars right now.
Anyway, we spent a little bit of time on Pokemon, Ghostbusters. That was a little recent.
That's a nice surprise.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, except for some of the backlash on Twitter. Oh my word.
I really don't care about all that stuff. I just
And
want a cool movie
they
about
have-
ghosts.
They've confirmed everybody on the cast.
No.
Besides,
We know nothing.
Oh,
All we know is that there's a film that's supposed to come out in 2020.
We don't know if Bill Murray's coming back because Bill Murray
that was the big question. Yeah, because
hates.
he's
Dan Aykroyd will because that's all he does. Like
well,
he lives
yeah,
for.
and everybody was pretty sure because they had a conversation with, or I thought somebody had it already.
Aykroyd has literally every like few weeks just is like, yeah, we're doing a new Ghostbusters movie, and they're like, you know what's happening? He's like,
that's his bread and butter.
It's all he has.
Like, which I'm fine with. Every time I think about Ghostbusters, I just think about how I would like a Luigi's Mansion movie. I know that's really selfish, but I'm more of a Luigi's Mansion guy than a Ghostbusters guy.
Instead of detective, or they go through the Pokemon thing, we have like a Mario real world.
Oh, that would probably make just as much money.
They are doing a Mario movie in 2022.
Yeah, I could see them actually doing that. Just a side note, I just wanted to mention
that. I would love to get a movie about Mario and Yoshi running around and fighting Bowser. And then Luigi can go and hunt ghosts. That would be so cool.
That actually would be kind of cool.
Anyway, there's not a whole lot to say about Ghostbusters. All we saw was literally just the Ghostbusters van, Echo 1. So I guess we could talk about Shazam. I think that's...
Oh, a new trailer did come out for that. That's fair. The one where he jumps off the rooftop, says Shazam and flies away, man.
That looked awesome.
April can't.
I'm getting more excited for Shazam as it gets closer.
I actually think Shazam...
Dude, April is going to be a crazy month for us. Like, holy crap.
I think Shazam and Aquaman are turning around the DCU, at least in terms of what the public perception is of them. Because up until...
Because Aquaman, like, really...
I'm not the biggest fan of that movie,
but
I
like Aquaman.
All three of us didn't like.
But it's the highest grossing DC film.
Right.
Yeah.
Over any of the Dark Knights, like.
Which is insane to me, but.
But I'm just like, you know what? That's a step in the right direction. People's public perception of them is changing, and that's a good thing. And I figured that would happen after Justice League because of how they introduced 3 new characters that we didn't know, and they're finally doing something right. They're giving us the character before they just show up. If Shazam had just shown up in somebody else's movie, you'd be like, well, who the F is that guy?
Okay. He just wrote down a tally for himself.
But anyway,
with the DC talk, let's talk about how they're going to make a new they confirmed a new Batman.
Oh yeah,
that's
news.
I mean, I just want to mention this because we're already on the DC train.
Ben Affleck is out.
I have tweeted Matt Reeves to let me be Batman, even though I can't act and I'm overweight, so I want him to.
Well, this is an older Batman, so
he's younger.
Wait, no, this is the younger Batman.
This is the younger Batman.
Yeah,
I want Batman year 1.
So
I tweeted him and said, please let me be in your movie and help me lose weight.
Who do you think could actually do it?
I want a no name. I want somebody who I've never heard of.
And I think that's how it should be, to be honest. Because if not, it's a complete dumpster fire at this point.
Yeah.
I think with what they're trying to do with the connections. But I think if they can find the right actor that looks close enough to what they've got going on right now, then I think
what it will be is it's going to be a no name. There's a few names thrown out that are people like I don't recognize, so I think that's good. I think what it is it's a noir style Batman movie, and if it can,
they're saying it's focusing more on the detective stuff. That's what he wants, and I'm like, thank you. Batman is a detective.
Yeah.
Like, as much as he's a crime fighter,
I'm
his mind
so
is
scared
his
that
weapon.
it's going to become like a Suicide Squad type of movie.
My father-in-law did talk to me about it the other night, and I said my biggest problem with Batman is he's a get out of jail free card. And so you need to figure out a way to make him cool without being like, because any of the comics, any of the shows, movies rely on, like, if they get stuck, Batman can fix it.
Because he's Batman.
Yeah.
They need to have Batman have somebody that limits his mind as well as his strength. And obviously he has villains and even counterpart heroes that are clearly stronger than him. But Batman's mind has never really been truly tested apart from the Dark Knight.
Yeah, so I'm curious about it. Honestly, I feel like there's not a whole lot I can talk about until casting and stuff comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, you can talk about what you want from it, but
I agree. I want a no-name actor.
Yeah.
I just thought it was just interesting that they went ahead and did that. So,
but again, hold on. I refuse to believe it's coming out until I see set photos.
That's true.
Because they have announced release dates for this thing like 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's been so many rumors.
So many directors gone through it, so many rumors.
There's been so many rumors around Batman just in general. So, and with Ben Affleck ever coming back and what he's doing and why he isn't going to be in it and why he's still sane and it's bad.
Yeah. John Wick Chapter 3 had a trailer I think 2 weeks ago.
And
it looks
and,
fun.
John Wick on a horse. shooting people. That's all I needed.
Yep.
Thank you.
And
Good night.
there's 2 dogs. There's 2 dogs.
Yes.
Yeah, the 2 attack dogs when they're
If
doing
both
like
of them die at
gunshots.
the very beginning of the movie, it's
If-
Love John Wick, definitely.
Honestly, if that happens, he will literally become more powerful than Ultra Instinct Shaggy and just murder everyone. Like,
Did you see Ed Boon tweet out the photo of the mod with Shaggy in
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 11?
yeah.
I won't be surprised if they actually just add Shaggy
so
in Mortal
this may be
Kombat
a
11.
stupid question, but where did the Shaggy meme originate from?
The DBZ community. Like,
Oh yeah, because the Ultra Instinct.
some admins that I actually know, because for those of you who don't know, I run a Piccolo page on Facebook, and
You just revealed it.
but yeah.
Oh no! Everybody knows.
So like, there was people, and as a joke, somebody made a meme of Scooby Doo as Lord in like the Lord Beerus get up as a god of destruction, and then somebody was like, "Oh no, that's not nearly as funny as this," and they did Shaggy, and then once everybody was talking about Ultra Instinct, they made Shaggy Ultra Instinct, but it actually even went back further than that from when Battle of Gods came out, and there's a meme out there of Shaggy fighting Goku, and Goku's like, "Give me your sandwich, Shaggy," and he goes Super Saiyan God, and he wrecks Goku in one punch.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, man, this is my sandwich." Like, and it was just stuff like that, and it just kind of grew in the DBZ community as a joke. And now, for whatever reason, it's just the meme like died off for almost a year, and then once Ultra Instinct became a thing for Dragon Ball, people just started doing it again, and I guess people on like Reddit or 4chan or wherever were just like, "Oh, that was kind of funny. We should bring that back." Because I distinctly remember seeing Shaggy memes like 2 or 3 years ago from other admins that I know that were making them. Because I went back and shared them, and this guy who runs a Captain Ginyu page, he was like, "Yeah, everybody keeps talking about these Ultra Instinct memes, but I know for a fact that I was the first one to make a meme about Shaggy fighting a Dragon Ball Z character going Super Saiyan God, and it was the sandwich one." And I remember him creating that because he's in the group chat that I'm in. Because people were like, "What caption should that be?" And I was like, "I don't know." So I'm, in a weird way, attached to a meme.
Well,
Anyway,
anything else we
That's
want to
quite
talk about?
interesting.
There is the movie Us by Jordan Peele. I don't know
There's
if
a
you
trailer
guys-
for that tonight. There's a new one
There's a new trailer for that?
in the Super Bowl.
Okay. Well, the
Looks
first
cool. I wish I hadn't seen it though.
the first trailer freaked me out.
Yeah, if you can avoid it, unless you watched it when I wasn't paying attention, don't watch it.
Don't watch the trailer if you can help it. Because
I think every horror movie with... There are some exceptions, like if there's a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, I want to see the trailer.
Yeah.
But like, this is one that I think you should blind faith. Just go see it.
I was just like, holy crap. I got goosebumps. Yeah. What the heck is wrong with me today, man? You guys are a bad influence on me today. Anyway, I don't really know what else to say about Us.
I mean, honestly, it looks good. The cast is great, director great. It just shouldn't...
Jordan Peele did phenomenal with Get Out.
But did he luck out with one?
Right.
That's basically what this is going to come down to.
I don't think he did. I think just based off of the trailer alone, that was enough interest for me to want to go see that film.
They did delay it a week
Yeah.
to give... They're showing it at some film festival, and because Captain Marvel, I feel like they need to move.
Right, I saw that, and I was
Because
like,
Captain Marvel's going to make stupid money its first weekend. You need to
Yeah.
move.
That was a smart call, I think. But all we've really got left is a few more things about news, and then I think we'll wrap up.
Those aren't really that important. I mean, Microsoft is rumored to be wanting to have a streaming service on the Switch, which would be incredible.
My big thing is, if that happens, does that mean that Microsoft allows Nintendo to use Rare properties and make new games? Because that means we might get more Banjo.
I can see them.
We might get more Conquer.
Well, so what they said is their streaming thing is they'd like to have it on every platform,
yeah,
minus PlayStation.
obviously, because PlayStation doesn't want to play ball with
Right.
Microsoft.
And so that would confirm the rumors of the $100 streaming box.
Yeah,
That is just you're paying for the Microsoft service.
which I think is actually really cool.
Honestly, there's a huge part of me that would switch to a Microsoft console.
Yeah, I could see myself doing that. Activision and Bungie had a big fight apparently, and they broke up.
Yeah, they retained the Destiny IP,
Yeah.
which blows my mind that, like, no matter what you think of Destiny, that is a huge IP with how much it comes
Right.
to
Money that's connected.
And I
with
mean-
it.
And they spent $500 million on the first one, like marketing
Right.
and everything.
And you have to think they left Halo to make Destiny. Like
Yeah. So, but what I'm more curious what you get now with
Bungie leaving.
Destiny 3 or whatever
Yeah.
Bungie's new game is, which is going to be Destiny 3, because then they can do Destiny 3 and then do other passion projects.
Do they go back to working with 343 and Microsoft?
I don't know why you go unless Microsoft is like, here's a bunch of money.
Microsoft is probably like, hey, we want you to come back, like, and work with us, because Microsoft is scooping up developers and
Hey,
publishers. left
Microsoft,
and
if you're
right.
listening, buy Konami and remake Silent Hill. After the Resident Evil remakes,
Yes.
please do it. Get the better horror game out there.
No, I agree. Konami needs to get Kojima back.
That's not happening.
They need to work out their issues for the good of
They need to just
gaming.
make games
Yeah,
instead of pachinko machines.
yeah, but there's
Oh wait, did you watch Jablinski Games' new episode?
no, I haven't yet.
He's never playing games.
He
just
said
so
that
you
he
know.
was actually going to play
No.
games eventually.
He-
I'm like,
no.
I don't think you will.
He did a Fortnite fake thing where he green screened Fortnite and he isn't even playing. He's just commentating.
That's
and he
funny.
like breaks it down. He's like, I can't do this, and he goes and plays a little pinball machine.
I love that.
Yeah, it's
I like Jack Black just being goofy and having fun for the sake of spending time with his son.
yeah.
I like
The last
that.
news thing we have is Metro Prime 4 has been canceled / delayed.
Yeah, we don't really know
They
the
scrapped-
official word.
Nintendo put out a video, which I want to talk about this because I salute them for being super transparent because companies aren't like this normally.
Yeah.
They announced they canceled all current version of Metro Prime 4 because they didn't like what it was happening, which means 3 years of development flushed
Yeah.
down the toilet.
Mhm.
They're restarting, giving it back to the original studio, which
Right.
means that original studio has a game that has to come out like super soon.
Yeah.
So
That kind of sucks for fans of the Metroid series.
yeah, it
but
sucks. Probably, I would
I
imagine
would-
2021 is when I get to see that game.
I would rather them make a game that they're satisfied with. than-
Shigeru Miyamoto once said, "A delayed game is a delayed game."
Yeah.
He actually said a delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is bad forever, or something like that.
Right. So, I mean, I think of some legendary bad games that were rushed, like Superman 64,
But I also think about some delayed games that were bad.
Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah.
Which
So-
is in the bargain binning section. Nobody's drawn it yet, but when we do, it's going to be awfully exciting.
Yeah, so how are you doing on
I told you I was not playing it until I beat Kingdom Hearts. Told you I wasn't playing anything else until I beat
He-
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, you got 1 week.
He's a man of his word, so
Yep. So if I don't beat Kingdom Hearts, honestly, there's a strong chance I won't beat Kingdom Hearts this week.
I
Just
don't.
with time.
Yeah, I guess.
But anyway, so I don't think we really have anything else to talk about.
not really.
Guess not.
Did you want to talk about something?
Oh no, we're good.
Why does he keep looking at me like that?
Any final thoughts from anybody about the show or anything else that you just?
I say we
Remember-
have to do Super Bowl predictions just because.
Oh my
everybody else
gosh.
does.
Okay, you know what? I'll do my Super Bowl prediction. I will literally just read my Facebook post that I made.
The Kansas City Chiefs will come out and kill the Patriots, like physically kill them, and then be like, "We are the new champions," and Mahomes will wear Tom Brady's jersey and run out.
Champions. Okay, hold on. Facebook load.
I don't know what scores. Rams make like 30 points or something like that, and
I
the Patriots make nothing.
Here's my prediction for the Super Bowl, guys. The Rams will win in sudden death overtime with a score of 0-2 after a dramatic safety in which the referees realized that their call of roughing the passer was stupid and reversed the decision. And more people are going to actually be concerned with the movie trailers, the commercials, and Maroon 5 at the halftime show. This is literally the one Super Bowl that I think less people care about than ever before.
Yeah, in recent memory, this is the least excited I've ever been for a Super Bowl.
I'm tired of Tom Brady going to the Super Bowl as a dynasty. Everybody says he's great. I feel like if you take him and put him on another team, I don't know. Like, I feel like he'd be fine. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I don't think the Patriots would be. I think the Patriots without Tom Brady are going to fall apart. We'll see.
Yeah, I think there'll be
Maybe,
a lot
maybe
more
not.
panic. I
I'm
think
not-
Bill Belichick will lead before Brady at this
Yeah,
point.
I'm not the best football guy to ask.
Yeah.
But I like football, but I'm just not as passionate about the NFL as I once was. Like,
Yeah.
for me, I'm just like, okay, you guys are changing the rules and you're making football too complicated to understand for people who've understood the game for a long time. The way they've changed the way penalties are done, I think the roughing the passer rules need to be completely redone. There's a whole lot of calls from the last two games before the Super Bowl that are absolute trash, and the referees should be ashamed of themselves for calling themselves officials.
I zoned out because I don't like football.
That's fair. I'm at the point where I don't care for football anymore. So that's why
So we just bash the NFL.
Yeah, screw you, NFL. Vince McMahon's XFL that launches in 2020 is going to be better than yours,
Wait.
and he knows wrestling,
Don't
not
launch this in
football.
February.
Not this February.
Yes, whatever the new football league is launches like next month.
No, it's 2020.
We were watching an ad and it played on TV during the Chiefs
Did they
game.
move it up?
Yes. Nathan was like, "Oh, they're actually starting that this year."
Huh. Well, okay. Vince McMahon is still going to crush you.
I'd watch that. Nathan explained it to me, and I was like, "God, actually watch football."
The NFL needs competition because I don't know what it is, but people are getting sick and tired of them. Like, there's so much drama.
Okay,
all
whatever.
over
The
internet.
Rams make like 35 points, and the Chiefs make like 22.
The Chiefs aren't even in the game.
The Patriots. I don't care. Just show me the in-game trailer.
That's all I want.
Okay,
I just want the movie
yeah.
trailers. I'm not really watching the game. I'm gonna go eat.
Ryan.
I'm gonna go eat pizza and wings. And I'm gonna sit around with friends and probably play the Pokemon trading card game.
And that will be fantastic. So my prediction for the game is that the Rams actually win 31-28. I just wanted to have that.
I did say 30 something, right?
30 something.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, check my score. Go do a time. Go back. Rewind it when you're editing it and check it out.
Yeah. Well,
I still think mine
I don't
is
even-
the most realistic to happen.
All
A
right.
dramatic
Well, all right.
shift
This
to
is
happen.
nothing coherent. Thank you for listening.
it's been a
Vernon
great
just
show.
flung the chair.
Don't forget to subscribe.
We're on Spotify. Thank you.
Oh, wait. We're
Oh.
on Spot. Hold on. We are on Spotify. Please, if you have that, just subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Sports don't really matter. Honestly, it's more about movies and video games and your friends and your loved ones around you. Please, screw football.
Thank
Anyways.
you and good night.
Yep. Bye.